I had just finished withdrawing money when the ATM suddenly started spitting out huge amounts of cash. Seeing the scene, I thought I was hallucinating, so I quickly called the bank. But the staff member angrily told me to stop calling. No matter how I described everything happening in front of me, she refused to believe I was telling the truth. She even insulted me and called me a poor idiot. But looking at the massive amount of cash appearing out of nowhere, I had no choice but to call the bank again. I told her I had something urgent to do and needed to leave immediately, and asked her to send someone over to handle it, but she scolded me for acting and trying to deceive her, and accused me of making up a childish prank. In the end, I was knocked to the ground by the falling cash, and she coldly hung up the phone. Feeling deeply humiliated, I immediately decided to leave, but just before I left, the ATM suddenly stopped. I knew that if this money went missing, the police would definitely find me, so to prove I had no intention of keeping the money, I took 2 suitcases and packed all the cash inside. Only then did I realize there was actually $10 million. Later, I took a taxi to the bank with the suitcases. By coincidence, I ran into the same woman who had answered my call earlier. She angrily scolded me for bumping into her. When I tried to explain, she cut me off. She said she was already off work, and told me to come back tomorrow if I had any problems. I stopped her and said I was here to return the money. After hearing that, she insulted me again, calling me a useless poor man. Then she kicked over the suitcase and shoved me outside. It was not until I shouted that your ATM spit out a huge amount of cash that she realized I was the person who had called her earlier. And the cause of all this actually started half an hour earlier. This woman had been complained about by a customer for her terrible work attitude. After finding out, her superior angrily questioned her behavior. She then remembered a girl had called yesterday saying the ATM was broken. Only then did she explain the reason to her superior. But her superior ordered her to deal with the ATM issue immediately. After her superior left, she was extremely angry, yet she still decided to finish watching this episode of a cartoon before handling it. At that moment, the phone beside her suddenly rang, and it was me calling to ask whether the ATM had been fixed. She remembered that I had complained about her work the day before, so she decided to take her anger out on me. She deliberately lied, saying the ATM had already been repaired, which caused my card to be swallowed and my money to be stuck. She even insulted me before hanging up. Fortunately, not long after, I managed to get the money out, and when I left, the scene at the beginning happened. If you want to know what happens next, make sure to like and subscribe to my channel.